All right, it's time for viewer questions. We get them almost every day, but sometimes we just don't have the time or the information to answer them at the end of the show. So every once in a while, we just take some time to do just that, to answer them. So today we're focused on a few stories we shared this week, like the results of the 9th annual Boise State Public Policy Survey, the one which showed for the first time ever most people surveyed feel the state is headed in the wrong direction. Larry wants to know, well, how were the people chosen for the BSU Public Policy Survey? Well, for the answer, we went straight to the source. Dr. Matthew May with Boise State's School of Public Service and Research Scholar with the Idaho Policy Institute. He told us respondents, they were randomly selected, like every 5th or 10th name in their catalog of names. BSU Policy Survey had 40% of responses come from an online panel, he told us, 25% from a landline interview, another 25% from anyone who answered their cell phone and took the survey, and the remaining 10%, well, they got their information via text message. So we were told there were quotas for age, gender, and county where they live, which was weighted a bit to make sure there was an accurate geographical representation, which is how Dr. May told us they got answers from each of Idaho's 44 counties. But when broken down by media market, which is what they decided to do, they said 45% of those answers came from the Boise market, 22% came from the Spokane area, like Coeur d'Alene, 21% from Idaho Falls market, 10% from Twin Falls, and 1% from the Salt Lake City media market area that kind of gets that right corner of the state. So there you go. So maybe next November, when you see a random number pop up on your cell phone, answer it, and you could be one of the randomly selected people to participate in the 2025 Public Policy Survey. Next question. Deborah wants to know, what happens to the $50,000 that the candidates paid to Idaho Republican Party, but they've now dropped from the race? Does Idaho refund the money? Well, no, that money is now property of the Idaho GOP. They could, however, well, at least Donald Trump or Nikki Haley or Ryan Binkley, they could come to Idaho, hold a public campaign event, and they get half of that filing fee back. But if they don't, or they just drop out of the race like 3 of them already have, well, according to the Idaho GOP caucus rules, all other filing fees are non-refundable, regardless of the candidate's actual participation in the Idaho Republican Presidential Caucus or whether the candidate withdraws from contention prior to the Republican Presidential Caucus here in Idaho. As for what happens with that $300,000 that those 6 have already chipped in, half of it, that'd be $150,000, that's going to be sent to the 44 county central committees to help cover the cost of the caucuses in their area. The rest, the other $150,000, it's going to be kept in the coffers of the Idaho GOP. Okay, so next question, and finally, actually, these are a couple of questions regarding the House Bill 400, the one which would change all references of fetus in Idaho code to preborn child because, according to the bill's sponsor and self-proclaimed word girl, that'd be Representative Julianne Young, it's important to communicate with language everybody understands. Well, Jen and Susan, they want to understand the financial benefits of having a, quote, preborn child. Would that mean child support would start about 9 weeks of pregnancy? Or if it's a child before birth, is it also a tax deduction? Well, maybe to answer Jen's question, and no to answer Sue's, at least not yet. I mean, child support, that can basically start at any time, I guess, because that's usually an agreement between the parents of the child. But a tax deduction for a child, or the child tax credit, that is a governmental thing, an Internal Revenue Service thing. Those rules are a bit stricter. First, the child tax credit is a deduction you can claim, which right now is worth up to about $2,000 per qualifying child under the age of 17, depending on your income. You make less than $200K, you're likely to get all of that per kid. But in order to claim a child tax credit on your taxes, your child needs a Social Security number, which means your child has to be issued a certificate of live birth during the tax year. So born, not preborn. However, you might be shocked to learn there has been a congressional push to make it so parents can claim a tax credit for a child in utero. Senator Steve Daines from Montana has been trying this since 2019. And there's even a version in the House of this session of Congress. But so far, neither bill has really gone very far. So as of now, no tax credit for fetuses or preborn children. But some members of Congress, they could be working on it. Remember, if you have any questions about anything we talk about here on the 208, please send them our way at any time. We'll take them over email, over voicemail, social media, and of course, text message. And maybe you missed us answering your question on another show. Good to remember, all of our 208 episodes are available to watch on the KTVB YouTube pages and KTVB+.